Hey, what's up guys, welcome to the video. And today we're going to be talking about Ace and Rem, another hype banner that was put into the game now on global. So yeah, there's a lot of hype around them, but there's a lot of hype about other units too. So let's see if they were worth pulling for. So we've got Ace first, and I think his changes were pretty drastic compared to how these global changes happen to these Final Fantasy units. He got a lot of modifier tweaks. He's actually quite strong now. Strongest mage in the game at this point. I don't know how much longer that's gonna last with Bahamut, Darfina, and Kuja in the wings kind of thing. So keep that in mind as well. So you can use physical killers, and then can also imbue himself with elemental imbues by someone else or himself. That's why he can imbue himself, guys. And also 150% Demon, which is really important, and Machine Killer, which is not as important, mainly because we're not getting any SPBs. So there are several machines that are SPBs, but where are they at? But 150% Demon Killer, which is very nice addition there, and 100% Magic True to Wield, which is a little hard to get to 200% right now because there just isn't very many ways. Unless you have a bunch of STMRs to get him to 200%. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. He does have Bolting Strike, he does have CWA, but his CWA is his main chaining frame, but you can use Bolting Strike. For Dark Visions, I think it would be the best. Bolting Strike would be the best for Dark Visions, of course. Chaos Wave Awaken for anything else. And his damage ramping is very fast. You just keep doing it, like you can see in the rotation. You just keep using the next one that unlocks, and that's how that goes. So you can imbue him. You can give killers to him, physical killers, like in terms of buffs, like Uriah. You can imbue him from like Elfim or Rena or something like that. You can do a lot of things with Ace. And another build is that you can just ignore all of his kit and just make him into a Limit Burst finisher or damage dealer, chainer. Apparently his Limit Burst is actually fairly strong, which I already knew from the JP side, but I just don't really understand why. Like, yeah, it does a lot of damage, but like he has all this other stuff in his kit that is really interesting. It's a lot more interesting than just making him a generic, Limit Burst chainer. So that's just my thoughts. He doesn't have the 6 times cap in terms of cons, but apparently it's been mathed out that he's still stronger than Rem even with the 4 times damage, because his modifiers are so ridiculously buffed that he just out damages Rem even with the 6 times cap, which is pretty silly. But yeah, he does not have the 6 times cap, so that might hurt him, or it might be a deal breaker for some of you, even if he is stronger. And he doesn't have Fire Imbue by himself, so you'd have to use a Fire Imbue if you want to chain with Rem. Or just don't use fire, because they can chain with under Nice just fine. So I've got his rotation down there below. That's assuming that you're not even using him for his Limit Burst. If you're using him for his Limit Burst, then just ignore pretty much anything beyond like turn 2, I think. Turn 1 is still you need to imbue and either add killers or things like that, and also magic buff. So those things are important too. So, and I put a typo down there with attack hand plus. That's attack hand plus, not attack and plus. And plus. So, yeah, this is a quick, because I already knew everything about Ace, so I didn't need to take too long to review him. He's a very solid magic physical type unit, kind of like how Ellie is. Or Dwan, the duo units. I always call them the duo units. The CNY units. It's very similar to them. Where they can be imbued and get physical killers, but also, deal magic damage in the end. Which is very nice. And also I forgot to put down, damn it, one of the most important things is he has a lot of evasion, which makes him really useful for Bahamut K, which hopefully a lot of you are starting to prepare for, because you need start stocking up on a lot of evasion for that one, because that's going to be a trial that is not going to be super easy and everybody's going to beat, in 2 seconds. No. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that don't have a lot of evasion are going to have a hard time with this, unless you use the golem pretty much every turn trick. and that's also not viable for everybody because not everybody has summon gauge gear either. So there's that. So in essence, well, now we gotta review him. We gotta score him out, and I think he's going to be at 8 out of 10 because of the buffs that he got, and just the versatility that he can use physical killers. He has a bunch of killers of his own. He can be a low burst damage dealer or just chainer, and he has multiple chaining frames that are really relevant right now, and really good in dark vision. So 8 out of 10 for Ace. Let's move on to Rem. So we've got Rem here, and Rem got some changes as well, but not as drastic as Ace, unfortunately. She should have gotten a lot more mod buffs, but she got some mod buffs here and there. Sorry about that glitch. Okay, there's something going on. Really apologize for that. So anyways, yeah, she didn't really get many changes in terms of buffs, but it is what it is, guys. Not much you can really do about that. And in terms of just, she has a 6x cap. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I think everything should be good now. I hope. Sorry for all those glitches. Anyways, moving on. So Rem is just the same as Ace, where you can use physical killers and views as well, and also have bolting strike and CWA. But the opposite is now in effect, where Ace's main chaining frame is CWA. The opposite is now in effect for Rem, where her main chaining move is bolting strike, which is probably good for a lot of you guys who want to have bolting strike mainly as their damage. And Ace's bolting strike is not weak; it's still strong. It's just that his CW is a little stronger. But it's the reverse for Rem, where her bolting strike was much stronger. And shield, both of these units are going to be stronger on global because there's more bolting strike units and stuff like that. Whereas on JP there was almost no one for that, so it's kind of hard to chain in with Rem besides Rem. So yeah, she has 150% killers for Machine and Demon as well, which is really nice. And of course, like I said, bolting strike, imbuing. She can imbue fire, ice, and thunder, and as compared to Ace, where you can only do 2, she can do 3. So that's very nice. I have to say that. That's very nice. And she does have a healing side of her kit. I would say that I forgot to write down some big cons. You know, the usual FF type 0 type ability where they kill themselves and use the things. These are not that good because it's basically making it so you can't use any like re-raise on them or anything like that compared to the previous older ones that you could do that with. You can't actually do that with these because it's like worded in a way that you can't actually re-raise them. So unfortunately that's not going to happen unless they changed it. Maybe they changed it for global. Maybe that's another global buff. And also Rem's Lone Burst is actually also pretty strong to chain with. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, Rem is actually weaker than Ace, even though she has the 6x cap. She's actually weaker because her modifiers are not as high as his. When his gets to his maximum, there is no comparison between the two of them. But for Dark Visions, of course, she'll be really strong because she has the single target bolting strike chaining damage. So I've got down below, I got the optimal rotation, at least what I think it is, because that's what I used to use for Rem. I didn't use Rem as much as I would have liked on the JB side compared to Ace, but she's still very strong, both of them will be. And really the only con for her, other than I think the one that I mentioned, I already forgot, is that her healing kit and her support kit is really updated. It's basically just like the old Rem, except just, maybe a little tiny bit more. But her healing side is just not that strong. You would normally just, make her as a side healer if you need a side healer. Or maybe if you're in a situation where you're not taking much damage or any damage, and you can just use her as a healer in that kind of a role where you don't really need all these things that a healer normally would have. Those situations don't normally come up, but maybe they would for you. So in the end, let's go ahead and score Rem with another 8. We're going to do her 8 out of 10 as well. I think that both of them are very strong. Now here comes the hard part. Now we got Vaughn and Pinello, and also potentially Bone or Daisy, and also, you know, Kuja, and also Bahamut Darkfina in the wings as well, like I mentioned. So there's a lot of other stuff coming, and if you're free to play, you have to really decide on who you want and who you don't want, because there's a lot of this. This doesn't happen very often. Usually there's like maybe like 2 meta banners a month or something. And there's a lot of meta banners coming, and even without global exclusive things, even if global exclusive stuff comes, all those units that I mentioned will still be really strong, and I'm still using them in Dark Visions a lot, and things like that. So, and I just used Vaughn in the latest trial. He's still, there's no competition, even though Gabroth can do things like that, provoking and things that you can't do anything close to what Vaughn can do. So, that's my review. So if you guys enjoyed my review, if you liked it, please give a like. If you didn't like it, please give a dislike. If you watch all the way through, make sure to type in #REM. #REM will be the keyword for the ending of this video. And hopefully this helped you guys out. My voice is dying, so we're gonna get out of here. And I'll hope to see you guys in the next one. Please consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.